Hello everyone, my name is Okanio, and this week you are watching Power Rankings with only me. And we're not gonna have cameras this time because, it's just me. I'm just gonna shit talk about all the teams and then we will see what's going on with all of them. And it's gonna be a shorter one, I hope. But at the same time, generally, people stop me from talking, so they're shorter, and we have no one to stop me from talking this time. So it might be longer. We'll see. At the last place, we have Charleston Charizard. Charleston Charizard Spencer was my opponent this week, and I won 5-0. The thing about his team is it's getting more and more obvious each day that he really lacks a bulk. And I think the bulkiest mon on his team is Leafeon, maybe Crocodile. I don't know, probably Jirachi, but he couldn't use Jirachi against. He could have used Jirachi against man. He did, but still, the lack of bulk is really obvious, and he's using the team as the hyper offense team. But when you are playing hyper offense, you really need to have the momentum. You don't want to fall behind, because hyper offense is really hard to, it's really hard to come back. Install, you can just go to something and like you can get taunted, you can just swap, you have something to take each hits, you can fall back, and then you can always get back. But with hyper offense, when you lost a certain amount, when you took damage, there's generally no coming back from that damage, you can't recover or such. And if you lose, let's say, a physical breaker, then a physical wall would finish the team. So he needs to use U-turns, flip turns, the momentum more. And his team is also like, there's lots of fast, scary offensive moves, but he also lacks the setup. So if you can just take a hit and then KO back, his team is easier to deal with, and like the first 2 weeks show that. Going into next week also is hard for him because he has 3 months fatigued. Jirachi, which is probably his best month, Salazzle, which is probably his second best month, and Raicholala are all fatigued next week. And without them, I don't know how he can handle Sam's team, Orlando Apollotots. In the 11th place, we have Serbian Scrafties, which is actually he's doing fine. He lost 4-0 to Seattle Gyarados, but he got really really unlucky early. His no, not Ferrothorn. His Cinderace missed a Pyro Ball against the Edge Slash and died in return. If that Pyro Ball hit, then Edge Slash would have been dead. He would have still had his Cinderace, which can do serious damage, but losing Cinderace early really made him vulnerable to so many things. And when he lost that, I'm missing another hex in the game, another unlucky moment. But when he experienced those 2 moments, he couldn't recover. And now he has 3 months fatigued, and those are Cinderace, Ferrothorn, and Gyarados, 3 best months on his team. And like, Ferrothorn is his only defense, Cinderace is one of the best months in the format. And yeah, it's gonna be a tough week. Week 3 is gonna be tough for him. In the 10th spot, we have Paul. He lost to Fuzzle Trio, and he has some bad prepping issues. Like, Scarf Heracross can do so much damage, and it was faster than everything. And he didn't exactly have the switch ins. And he didn't exactly have 10 growth answers. He had some mons that can damage it, but none of them wanted to switch into 10 growth directly. So maybe a better prep next time would be better on that. Like his team is really weak against knockoff, and that showed in this game because knockoff Tangrot was such an answer he couldn't exactly bring in anything against it. Hitmontop was his best answer. I don't know if Hitmontop had triple X actually. He never used it against Tangrowth. That could have been pretty good for him, I guess. And he also has 3 months fatigue for the next week, which are Rillaboom, Hitmontop, and Basculin. And I don't know what he's gonna do without Basculin because it's Basculin. I'm not even sure if I'm saying the name correctly because I never seen it used before. I never seen it in the anime. Like they don't even have it in the anime. I think because it sucks. Why would you draft that? And Rillaboom is gonna hurt obviously, and Hitmontop is a good defensive one, but like neither of them are crucial to his team or playstyle. So I think he can. The loss of this Tremon is not that huge for him. At the ninth place, we have Ryan with Hartford Hustle. He lost to Orlando Appletoad's trio. I don't think he had any fire resistance against Darmanitan. I might be wrong, but he had Among Us, he had Maltan, he had Zarut. Like almost all of them were weak to fire, and he had nothing for it. And he at some point had to sacrifice Among Us to it. He could have sacrificed something else, but he chose to sacrifice Among Us, which I think was wrong because Among Us was like it can be good against the other mons. It can be good against let's say Cobalion. It can be good against the Gengar, and it was misused at that point. And Meltan was also misused because it's a Meltan and it did nothing. It was a legendary Pokemon. So try to be better with it. You have to use maybe some of the other 19 moves he got, but try better next time. He only has one mon. He actually used 6 different mons, uh, but Zerut died to I think close combats as an Oko, which made it fatigued. So yeah, he doesn't. He still has 11 mons to use next week. Good luck, Ryan, I guess. And eighth place is Salisbury Snorlax, which is Bryce's team. He lost trio against the Wolves. Uh, he that should be Darmanitan, not Darmanitas, but let's call Alolan Darmanitan Darmanitas from Nova. It got wasted. I assume he thought it would have killed Cobalion. Cobalion? Was it Darmanitan versus Cobalion? Duraludon. Darmanitan versus Duraludon. Yes, yes. Like I understand trying to get rid of Duraludon after the week one, but it was risky because once again Duraludon could have been scarfed, and it didn't. It wasn't scarfed, but it took a superpower and then killed with the flash cannon. So Darmanitan could have been used better, I think there. And Toxapex as well. Toxapex died to Porygon Z. Porygon Z was such a good mon this week. Yes, he didn't have much to stop it, but still he could have saved Toxapex. Toxapex could have gained more lives with through the generator, and it would have helped other mons to get kills later on. But he could have sacrificed something else. Toxapex is always always wrong to sacrifice mons like Toxapex because they can be so annoying. Like a well played defensive mons, maybe as a stall player, this is me talking, but a well played stall mon is always well played, more important than a well played offensive mon for me, because they can be always so annoying. They can always do the damages with scalds or poison or whatever, and then your offensive mons can get the kills easier. And getting sacrificing Toxapex so early really helped the opponent, for me at least. And he also has three mons fatigued, which are Exadriel, Darmentan, and Explode. Those three are really big fatigue mons because Exadriel and Darmentan are his most important mons, I think. And Explode was really good for him in the first two games because it's a mon that's really hard to switch into. At seventh place, we have Camden Crookbats. Alex got owned. There is no way to say that. There is no easier way to say that. He couldn't bring both of his Urshifus because he didn't want them to get fatigued. I was expecting one to come since, he could have brought one and then that would be fatigued for next week and then he would have brought one each. But I guess he always wants to bring both of them together. I don't know. But was it like his team was good, but he didn't put any offensive pressure. In the early game, Aromatis was so big for him. Aromatis was walling a lot of stuff and wish passing, but like I said, he didn't put any offensive pressure. And against a team that can set up so well, he should have. So after all, he lost 6-0, and he has one fatigue mon, which is a reason he's not lower on the power rankings because next week he can once again use both of his Urshifus. So only Aromatis is fatigued, but actually, like when you said only Aromatis is fatigued, like it would be understand like okay, he doesn't have anything important, but Aromatis is one of his best defensive mons, so it is actually kind of a big deal. So at sixth place we had Winsor Wigglytuff. Fuzzle didn't get screwed over with Hex this game, so she won. And she really was good with Incineroar early in the game with the Intimidate and Parting Shot. She sometimes took risks against Hitmontop, and it paid off for her. And Scarf Heracross was again, like I said in the earlier, it was good for her because it outspeeds everything it should have and one shots most of the stuff with Moxie, getting boosts, and it was huge for her to win. And she only has one mon fatigue, which is Heracross. While it's good, while it's a good mon, it's not the end of the world for her because she still has Tangrowth, Incineroar, whatever available to her. Only one month means it's not gonna be easy for her opponents to prep. Fifth place is Seattle Gyarados. They won 4-0 against Serbian Crafties. Like we said in the other team, he got lucky early game with killing the Cinderace. If Cinderace killed the H/slash there, the game would have been so different. But at the end game, he used the Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, Fire Blast. I don't know if we saw the fourth move on the Flygon set, but the mix set with Dragon Dance was actually really good for him because the only month staying against Flygon was the Grass Steel Mon, which is Ferrothorn, and he could have had Fire Punch, but he chose to have Fire Blast, which did great damage, and it prevents him from taking the Iron Barbs and a possible Rocky Helmet. And I'm pretty sure against a defensive Ferrothorn, Fire Blast does more than +1 Fire Punch. So it was a good set, good prep. And he has three fatigue mons, which are Meowstic, Terrakion, and H/slash. I think, yeah, Meowstic and H/slash came to both games, and Terrakion got one shot at, I guess. I'm not sure. But Terrakion and H/slash obviously are the important ones here. I don't think Meowstic is that important overall for the team, but those two can affect his lack of those two mons can affect his next game. At fourth place, it's me, Buja Cavaliers. It's Buja Cavaliers, not Buka Cavaliers. So I won 5-4 against West Charleston Charizards, and the thing is, like we said, West Charleston Charizard. It's just Charleston Charizard. There's no West. Let's go. Right? Yeah. From now on, you're West Charleston Charizard, Spencer. Okay. Uh, so I actually got really ahead first turn because of the Scarf Obstagoon one-shotting Salazzle with Double H. It was really important because Salazzle is such a scary mon this generation. It is really fast, it can toxic everything and then, stall out. And I got really ahead early with that, and then Charizard with Scorching Sand, and then uh, even Tuaki getting a kill. And like I said, the team is so fast. I could, I bulked everything, and everything survived everything, and I've only lost Hatterini, I think, due to a poison, and without the poison, it would have survived and got the last two kills. Uh, Other than that, yeah, I got cocky at some point, and I didn't play around the Scarf Raichu because I should have played around it. Like, the point was, I was with Scarf Obstagon locked into knockoff, and he had Mienshao, he had uh, Chinchino, and he had Alolan Raichu. Only Alolan Raichu was one shotted with knockoff, and he could have go to Miansha and just click high jump kick or close combat, whatever he had, or drain punch. And he chose to go to Scarf Raichu, which meant it was also scarfed. So I should have considered that. I should have just got out, but at this point I was like, okay, I won, and I got cocky, but he missed missing blast, so it's focus miss. I say missing blast, whatever. I got cocky. I should have played better. My biggest advantage is I used six different mounts and only Hatterina died, which wasn't one shot, so I have no fatigue mounts for the next week. At third place, we have Orlando Protods. He has a 3-0 in the 2-0 in the standings after winning against Hartford Hurriers. He set up webs early, which was essential because his mounts outspeed everything. And he has I don't think I can't say much bad stuff about him other than he killed Melton. He had three fatigue mounts now, which are Gengar, Darmanitan, and Rotomo. I think all of them are due to the 2 week in a row things. None of them, I think, got one shotted. And yeah, his play is bad, but it's gonna be a tough week for him this week because Gengar and Darmanitan are really important part of his offense. I'm expecting him to be bring a more defensive team this week. At the second place, we have Westchester Wooloos. Westchester Wooloos won 3-0 against Salisbury Snorlax. They really have scary special sweepers like Duraludon, they have Primarina, they have Toxicity, Hydreigon. Like, it's so hard to stop all of them. Uh, that team is really, really, really scary. But the biggest problem with him right now is he has four of his mons fatigued for next week, and like Hydreigon, Toxtricity, last week's MVP, Duraludon, and Talonflame are all gone. So I think it's gonna be whatever. I don't remember who his opponent is, but it's gonna be much easier for them to prep for, with only 8 months and two of them being Water and Fairy. Though one is extremely physical, one is extremely special. Still, this is a this team is so scary, but I'm not sure how scary this team is this week. And in the first place, we have Kansas City Calters, who slaughtered Camden Crookbats. I really liked his play with Reboot because Reboot killed Aromatis, which caused so much problems. And he had Gunk Shot, which he didn't reveal uh, until Aromatis got weakened to the point Gunk Shot would have killed. He played like he didn't have it, so the opponent felt comfortable staying in against Reboot. That was a good place, and once the Aromatis was gone, Como just came in and swept easily. He only had one fatigued mom, which is Sarina, and he has this I think, obsession with that Sarina, and like I don't know how much it'll affect him, but I would like to assume not so much. But then again, Sarina is his best removal option, which actually says a lot about the team. It's Serena is only an okay spinner, and yeah, I don't see him losing early. I don't see him losing easily. I'm really excited for him to. I'm really excited to see him how he's gonna do, but seeing how important Como is, it's really it was a really good game. It was a really good showing of the Como. And speaking of our MVP this week is Como, and I forgot what Como's nickname was. So let's call it a muscly dude. So I couldn't find a better photo. I actually find another one, but the Como he used was male, so I go with the male photo. It was a really good one. It's overall, I think it got buffed, really got buffed this gen, and I mean that's obviously, but I think he was even good last generation. This generation he's even better with body press and challenger soul. It had so many sets now. It's a really scary one, and you can really get creative with it. I can't wait to see like if he's gonna finish overall MVP or not, but it's in good hands. So overall, thanks for watching. I hope that our victory power rankings will be better. We couldn't really schedule this week due to our being unavailable in our current regular time because we had one game postponed. Hopefully next week it will be better. It will be not just me mumbling around, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.